And then that brings us to October 4th of 2019, when wXw Westside Extreme Wrestling sold about 360 seats to their annual all-women's tournament. According to Figure 4 Online, the annual all-female tournament had become a fall weekend tradition after first taking place in 2016. Past winners include the alpha female Jazzy Gabbert, Toni Storm, and Maiko Satomura, who bested LuFisto in a great main event last year. According to Tassilo Jung, the NXT UK tapings threw a wrench into their planning, but they were able to come up with a roster of talented women, which nonetheless lacked a little bit of star power in comparison with recent years. Saraya Knight, the mother of Paige, had to pull out of the show due to a stomach bug. She was replaced by Vicious Vivian, who is a trainee at the German Hurricane Wrestling School.
Yeah, match number 4. It's the final first-round matchup. It's Vicious Vivian taking on LuFisto. So, yeah. A big, good to see LuFisto here, who at this point in 2019 was kind of on a comeback / possible winding down tour.
Yeah.
And all that's kind of basically been off the table now. I think she's pretty much just back and looking for new challenges. She was the highest ranked woman, I think at number 35 in PWI's 50 best women wrestlers. Outside of people signed by like WWE, Impact, or AEW or things like that. She was highest rated independent wrestler, been doing it for a very long time. So
definitely
one of the best.
Yeah, so the announcers are talking about how this may be her last tour of Germany, but Rico says, no way, she'll be here for years and years. And I was like, do you know that? That seems weird to just declare that.
Maybe don't say years and years. That's kind of a lot.
But as LuFisto's getting into the ring, Vivian attacks before the bell, and LuFisto just no-sells it, turns around and hits some chops and punches, and then a drop kick to the back for a 2 count. The announcers are calling it a mauling, but Vivian starts to fight back, hits a roaring clothesline, tries for a second, she misses it. LuFisto punches her, kicks her in the head, and covers her for the 1-2-3. At least that's what I saw. Was there a move before that?
She hit a snapmare followed by a drop kick for a 2. And then, fist chops. LuFisto chops her down, kicks her in the face, and wins. So.
Yeah, so the kick to the face is your winning move. LuFisto moves on.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than just saying that, one person was sick, so this person gets a bye, but
right.
That's basically what it was.
It's basically what it was, but either way. And also a great opportunity for Vicious Vivian, I'm sure, in her early stages of development. And then that takes us to match number 6. It's our second semifinal matchup. Has Lana Austin taking on LuFisto.
Yes, and the announcers say to expect fireworks in this match.
I see you whining and grinding up on that pole. Come on, sing it with me, Andy. It's Lana Austin. Grinding up on the floor. Yeah, there
you go. Oh, these two morons, man. Oh, goodness.
I couldn't believe that. Yeah, that was good stuff. They tell us that Lana's style is friendly to the eye. And the announcers are right back to their Jerry Lawler modes. I tried to be professional, but sometimes I can't.
Right, then just don't say anything. Maybe that would be the best solution to that. The crowd is really behind LuFisto as she enters. Lana would pull some support her way. When you're putting the crowd on the spot like that, of course they're going to cheer for you.
No, you get dueling song chants for both women.
Yep. So it's a split crowd here. They're very hot for both women. Popular here. Lana with a roll up right away as soon as the bell rings. And then a backslide that Andy calls a crucifix for some reason. It wasn't. It was a backslide.
Yeah.
So she's trying to end things early here with LuFisto because, the long game probably won't be in her favor.
Yes.
She's taken down after this attempt with a kick to the leg, and LuFisto just beats her up in the corner.
Yeah, she really starts just kind of attacking the leg a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole story of the match here. Andy Jackson says she's getting beat up like a woman in East Germany.
She's getting beat up like a foreigner in East Germany. That was Andy Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, a black man in Germany.
And then we just bring up race for no reason. I don't know. It's fucking awkward and weird.
It's like, whatever. Good God. Dragon Whip takedown from LuFisto, and then she ties Lana up in a bow and arrow variation. Lana almost has a rope break, and LuFisto just lets go and kicks her in the face, which I like that. Mm-hmm. Then a vicious kick to the leg from LuFisto, snapmare, followed by a spinal tap, and she covers Lana Austin for a 2 count.
When Lana got the rope break, the announcer said, Lana obviously used to moving around with weight on her back, and they both start giggling as she gets the ropes.
It's just the worst.
So she gets another rope break, like you said. They awkwardly talk about women. One announcer's dad has or hasn't put a beating on at one point. LuFisto with chops that the fans really like. Then on the apron, LuFisto kicks Lana in the head. The announcers talk like they're titling Pornhub videos as they say the Pog now attacking. They call Lana Austin the Pog. I guess that probably something that's a part of her Instagram thing.
Maybe, but
seems
that is a bit
there.
Much.
Yeah. So they're continuing here. Austin selling her leg, and LuFisto just says, stand up, come on. And she can't really put a lot of weight on it.
Another one of my just like pulling my hair out moments. These two men, between the two of them, neither one can remember if Lana Austin has ever wrestled in wXw before. They begin having a conversation about Lana Austin, and
so maybe
neither
these
one
guys
of
is
them
like, is
can
this their
tell the other
first
one.
time watching this program? I don't understand where they came from.
I don't know. It just was driving me crazy. I couldn't believe here we're talking about this woman that's in this semifinal match, and we don't know. Has she ever wrestled here before? I don't know. Just blew my mind. LuFisto ties up the leg of Lana Austin, who Lana would fire up. It's cut off pretty quickly by LuFisto, who then puts the old-fashioned Terry Funk spinning toe hold on, working over that leg she's been kicking and working on the whole match. Lana would escape and hit a spinning forearm shot. Lana then was shots followed by a headbutt, and the crowd's hot for the pin count, but she only manages a 2 count.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be it there.
Yeah, she's then right up with a stunner for another hope spot, but again, LuFisto kicks out at 2. And then she just kind of gets her hands on her and slaps on the reverse figure 4 or the whatever you want to call it, scorpion's tail, whatever. So, but yeah, she wins with by submission. So LuFisto moves on to the finals.
Yeah. Yep. I thought that was a really good match, actually. I thought those two worked well together.
Yeah, no, I did too. I was, LuFisto obviously is, great at what she does, no doubt about that. And, I was really impressed with this matchup. Thought a good job. Lana Austin, again, continued to impress me on this show.
Definitely. Andy says that means tonight's finals will have youth versus experience and says that should be good.
Match number 8, the finals in our wXw Femmes Fatales Tournament in 2019. It's Layla Hirsch taking on LuFisto.
Yes. So the third time they're coming out here. Layla's out first. Andy wishes for the Lord to let her win this. And then out second, as has been tradition tonight, LuFisto, Rico's favorite female athlete in the world today, we're told.
I mean, all right, I guess that's
at least
one of the better things.
They've managed to work their way to a point where both of them are cheering for opposite people in this match. I mean, give them credit for that at least.
Well, even though it's like odd that the heel color commentator guy is all about Layla Hirsch, who, from my perspective, is nothing heelish about her. So it's just weird to have him,
that's true,
so supportive. But anyway, who cares? Pretty much no nonsense for both of these ladies. They just enter, no ring gear at this point, as this is the third match for both of them. And the action would start hot. Layla, much like the match before actually in all 3 matches, including LuFisto, the opponent tried to get an early advantage as soon as the bell rang. Roll-ups in the first 2 matches. This match, Layla would go for the armbar as soon as the bell rang.
Yeah.
But the attempt would be for naught, as LuFisto manages the rope break.
Yeah, she gets to the rope.
I love that. I like that, though, about the show, that there was all, like, LuFisto is put over well as, like, a known badass. Mm-hmm. Like, you are probably not going to, win conventionally with her. So everybody kind of tries different ways to, get around that.
Definitely. Yeah, I do like that through line for sure. Layla then gets a rope break after LuFisto had fired back with a move of her own. They slap back and forth. Both of them get punches on the ground. Then Hirsch with a choking boot in the corner on LuFisto. Hirsch then puts LuFisto in the ropes and hits the knees to the back, and the ref talks to Layla about using the ring ropes as a weapon, and he's not happy about that. I was like, we have not had any issue this entire night, and suddenly this is something that you have to like pull her aside and give her a tongue lashing?
This was a weird thing because the ref does that, and then the commentator's like, yeah, oh yeah, no, you can't use that. It's like, excuse me, so it's illegal for Rey Mysterio to put an opponent in position for the 619? Like,
yes.
That, by this definition, is using the ring ropes as a weapon?
I guess.
Okay.
It was weird.
Odd. I've never heard that anyone ever bring that up. So, Layla then stretches LuFisto, pulling her arms back with her foot on the small of LuFisto's back, and then she would hit the curb stomp, lifting her up and slamming her face first on the mat. Hirsch then ties LuFisto up in the ropes and delivers a short arm clothesline. I really liked that move.
Dude, that was awesome.
Innovative stuff there, holding onto the arm and spinning out and hitting the clothesline. Layla then, from the apron, she just, on her own accord, went out to the apron and then kicks LuFisto. LuFisto counters and hits a running knee to the face. And I mean, it was brutal.
Dude,
and
Layla great.
Layla just collapses on the apron.
Yeah,
and
no,
then,
that was awesome.
That wasn't enough. We get the running face eraser kick to the side of the face in the corner from LuFisto, but that also only gets a 2. So
yeah, and the announcers tell us how she's the most violent woman on the planet. And I was like, oh, okay. Running boot in the corner.
I like that your German impersonation is Dracula. By the way,
it starts out Dracula for sure every time.
I just want you to start counting. Is what I think.
The problem is I should have called my brother-in-law because I have a German accent that I can do if I hear his voice for a little bit, but it's gone from my head right now and I can't get it. Keep going to Dracula.
All right.
Another leg submission, but a rope break for Layla. Again, LuFisto continuing to attack the leg, but Layla attacks with kicks from her good leg, and LuFisto just continues right back at it, stomps and kicks and such. She puts her on the ropes and charges, but Layla dodges, which sends LuFisto to the floor. Then Layla jumps onto LuFisto. They fall onto the fans. Layla runs back into the ring, does another jump. This time they fall near the fans again, and this time one of the security guys is finally like, hey, dudes, get the fuck out of the first row and let these girls jump.
It was like, not to get too far off the track here, but, I was at that show that had the death match main event, and, like, the crowd, the guy to get over the PA, be like, hey, if the action starts coming your way, move. Because people were just, like, sitting there as men bleeding all over themselves for, like, stumbling into the crowd. It's, anyway. Yeah, you shouldn't really have to be told that, folks. So, yeah, the leg is just, a constant attack here. Layla fires up, like you had mentioned, with the suicide dive to the floor. LuFisto would block a third dive attempt, though, and make her pay. Layla, though, is still fighting back with kicks from the apron. LuFisto, though, powerbombs Layla in the first row of chairs, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, she started... I will say, though, unfortunately, they started to do it, and then I don't know what happened. And then she just, like, does it again.
Yeah, Layla is somewhat out of position, I think, trying to get into the right spot. And then it's even kind of awkward once she does get into position. Like, it's like they're struggling to hold her up until they get her over there. But, she's definitely still a little bit green. But, man, like, she's holding her own for the most part with this match. And this is a good one. Like, they're really giving it to each other here. LuFisto then sits on someone's lap and takes a break as she looks at her watch. The referee says, the announcers are going, there should be a count out. Why is there no count out?
I mean, the count out situation in this company has never been established on this evening anyway, because there's people right up against the ring, so there hasn't really been a whole lot out there. So I'm not even sure what the rules are.
The referee's just hanging out next to them, asking them to get back in the ring.
Well, we're just glad one showed up for this match. LuFisto rolls Layla Hirsch into the ring and then covers her for a 2. We then begin exchanging forearm shots. The commentary team talks about LuFisto's history in CZW and her bloody battles with cheerleader Melissa and Necro Butcher. One of the few things of the night that they at least have like actual good information and context on someone. So.
But then they kind of fuck it up.
Well, yeah.
Listen, the women's division is in a good place.
If I want to come back off
Not this one. This one.
With Necro Butcher.
That was
Look
also
at Did you say Necro Butcher?
I said
and a double.
Butcher, not Necro.
You said Butcher, yeah. I thought I heard you. And they go to a double down here. The referee is, I think they're both out. It's Butcher, my friend. It's Butcher. Don't butcher the Butcher. If you botch a Butcher, only bad things can happen.
No, you're right. I forgot. What was I doing? Given it's funny because my next sentence is "shut up, commentators" with an exclamation point. I was like, oh, some good, good background on LuFisto. It's all accurate and they're right. And she did have some awesome matches. Was involved in a cage of death and all that kind of stuff. Got thrown around by Zandig and all that. But instead, let's then go into like a 30-second who's on first, what's on second routine about how you mispronounced the Necro Butcher's name instead of just moving on or commentating on the great action in the ring.
Yeah, because you can hear the crowd in the background is really into what's happening. Like, they're chopping the shit out of each other. Like,
this match is in the fucking final stage. Like, we're going home. And they're fucking talking about how to pronounce the Necro Butcher's name.
LuFisto tries for her burning hammer, but Layla dodges it. She hits the Kinshasa on LuFisto, a German suplex, but LuFisto kicks out at 2. We get an armbar from Hirsch, but LuFisto's able to get the rope break. And then a running forearm in the corner, but LuFisto counters the Hardy kick style, the pendulum drop kick in the corner. Mm-hmm. She counters that and hits the Saito suplex by Layla. Fans are chanting for Layla. A triple jump moonsault is missed.
As I say, that was again one of those ones like, I'm not trying to be mean, and I was really
you're not wrong.
But she had trouble climbing the ropes naturally and standing up there and getting her balance and doing a moonsault. So in this match, her third match, these two have beaten the hell out of each other. They are probably both exhausted. She's like, I got it. Triple jump moonsault. This is going to go perfect. It's like, what are you doing, Layla? Also, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job. I think we can eliminate the moonsault from this,
for now. Yeah.
At least from now. Like, I like the technician MMA influence side of things. I don't know why you're doing moonsaults.
I think that maybe she's just getting a little bit exhausted by the end of this one because when she does put the armbar on, it's loose as fuck. LuFisto's squirming all around. She counters out, pulling the hair of Layla, but Layla is able to get the ropes after the whatever submission that LuFisto grabbed.
She just had her in like a fish hook. She was just like stretching her.
That's right, yeah. Yep.
LuFisto then with a German suplex, followed by a package bomb. I was like, oh, package power driver. And then she just turned him sideways. So I don't really know what the hell to call that. But
yeah,
it was
like a big slam. It was nice.
Right.
2.9 after.
Yeah, but only a 2 count. Layla comes back with a big clothesline, covers LuFisto, only gets a 2. Layla doubles down on... It's fucking Mallrats. The kid is on the escalator again, folks.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Go ahead.
She goes up and... she was always going to miss this moonsault, but there's just something worse about also messing up the moonsault before you miss the moonsault that just really makes it that much worse.
Because none of the moonsaults have gone well so far.
No. It's not like Naito pulling out the corkscrew and missing it and then being like, that idiot. Like, he knows he can't do that. And then he learns and he doesn't do it again for 4 years.
And just before they got to that missed moonsault, the crowd was really into it. They're chanting for Layla, and you know how they're chanting for Layla? In the exact way that all the European shows chant for everyone. Doot, 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 Layla. How do we get back to that? We're in Germany.
I mean, listen, we over here, so I guess we don't have a whole lot of room to criticize the fans. But no, you're right. It is. I don't know why that's a thing. I think it's a soccer thing. It's probably what.
Yeah.
Football. Sorry, football. What?
So the missed moonsault. We get LuFisto stands up, grabs her, and hits a burning hammer on her, and then pins her 1, 2, 3. And your winner of the Femmes Fatales 2019 is LuFisto.
Yeah. Really loved this match. Something I loved about all the matches to some degree was the finishes were all concise and things that were meant to be booked strong went over strong. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a lot of, like you said, kicking and screaming and rope breaks when people got put in that arm bar by Layla Hirsch.
Yeah.
When LuFisto does one of her big signature moves, that's the end of the match. There's not 3 of these to win it. It was just, I don't know. There was just something good and simple about, kind of the finishes in all these matches.
I can agree with that for sure. Definitely. So after the match, the announcers are just trying to sell how amazing the show was. The trophy is handed to LuFisto, and just as she grabs it, the lid goes flying off.
I think that was like supposed to happen.
Oh, you think so?
Well, not like it's supposed to fall off, but I don't think like I'm guessing that they knew it could fall off.
Yeah, because every time that Carson's holding it, he's always got his hand on top of it.
Right.
See, I do think that they know that it falls off.
It wasn't like the classic, what is that, a bowling trophy or something? That
it just falls apart.
Gets the trophy and he simply like holds it up on ESPN, like half of it falls off or whatever.
So yeah, but LuFisto makes the best of it, grabs the lid, puts it on top of her head, holds the trophy high. It's a funny moment.
Yeah.
Fans are pounding on the mat as they chant for both Layla and LuFisto. Layla leaves. The two competitors hug and the fans cheer, with the respect ending. The announcers say LuFisto should be worthy challenger for Amel, and the fans begin chanting, "You deserve it." LuFisto grabs the microphone and says, "Does that mean you people don't want me to quit anymore?" And they're like, they lose their minds. They want her to come back to Germany. She says she hurt her knee last year, and at that point she was done with wrestling. But since then, she's gotten a lot of love, and this last tour has been a great time. She says Germany's her favorite place to wrestle, and she says maybe she'll be like Kiss and extend her goodbye tour for 20 years. And that's when the fans begin chanting yes, and she says, "We actually say we where I'm from." And so they start chanting we, and that's where this picks up.
Listen, the women's division is in a good place.
If I want to come back often to Germany, there is something I need around my waist.
That's what I'm talking about, Andy. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not done. I might turn 40 in February, but I'm just starting. And it starts tomorrow as I'm officially challenging Amel for the wXw Women's Championship.
That's what we all want to see. That's what we all came here to see.
I mean, I guess we're coming tomorrow.
Yeah, that's cool. There's also something about these commentators, like every time they start a sentence, there's something giggly about their voices. Like it always sounds like they're like a kid that's like coming up with like some evil plot when they start to say something. Like there's always this like giggling tone to their voices.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, anyway. At this point we get a shot of the off-camera fans, and I'm like, Jesus, there's like 2 times as many people here that I didn't even realize it.
It's such a more impressive looking shot from the other direction.
The fans chant WXW, and she raises the trophy once more. The announcers say, "What a great show. Thanks for watching," and the credits roll. And overall, I thought a super easy watch. Like, if you're just looking to jump into some random indie wrestling to see, some random wrestlers and kind of get an idea of what they've got, this is a great hour and a half that really kind of gives you a quick rundown of a bunch of different characters.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, this show is, like you mentioned, it's very easy to watch. The matches are all pretty concise. Things make sense. Nothing really drags. I enjoyed this show quite a bit.
The announcers may get on your nerves, but yeah.
Well, yeah, the announcers are terrible. But I mean, that's probably something you're going to run into with a lot of these independent shows you watch.
I'm curious on what some of the other ones are like. But yeah, so that is...
It's just the thing I'll just say one thing about like independent wrestling commentary. Mm-hmm. It's the thing that I run into the most that bothers me about a lot of it is people that take it like a joke. Like it's always treated as like this fun bunch kind of atmosphere, and we're all just having a good time. We're commentating. It's like, act like professionals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you want your show to feel like it's professionally done, having commentators that are, good at what they do and don't just feel like they're a couple of people's friends that are having a laugh while they watch a wrestling match. Like I'm not here for Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, I'm not watching Juggalo Champion shit wrestling. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
So it just drives me crazy. But yeah, otherwise, the show's a lot of fun, minus the commentary.
So while Dave Meltzer did not seemingly review the show, we do have some star ratings to compare to, Tony, as I found that the blog at backbodydrop.com reviewed this show when it came out, and they gave their star rating. So I thought we could compare yours with theirs. Does that work?
I'll allow it.
Match number 1, Martina versus Wesna. What'd you give this one?
I really enjoyed the dynamic here. The story being told, the veteran Wesna, the strength advantage. Martina I'm a big fan of the Session Moth. I gave this match 2.5 stars.
2.5 seems fair. This back body drop writer gave it 3 stars. They thought it was
I could have
very
given it
good.
3. That's fine.
Hirsch versus Jane. What'd you give that one?
A solid matchup here. Sammy, unlike some of the others later in the show, can't quite pull out of Layla what others do. But I still think she really impressed me, and I gave this match 2 stars.
Yeah, that's fair. This person gave it 2.75 stars, so just a little bit less than that first match. Match 3, Austin versus Allison. I know it's your favorite.
Yeah, well, there's just too much shenanigans here from the baby Allison character. And again, without the profiles like we get for Layla Hirsch, it's hard to wrap your mind around the why with some of this. So I gave this match 1.5 stars.
Okay. The back body drop thought it was just as good as the opener. 3 stars for this one. LuFisto versus Vicious Vivian.
It got a dud because it wasn't a match. It was.
That's what this one has. NA, short and sweet, he wrote.
Yeah.
Hirsch versus Martina. What'd you give that one? Second match, or second round?
Another pretty solid outing here. Got a little sloppy towards the end, but I still enjoyed it. I gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, and so is back body drop. 2 stars exactly on the money. Ding, 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 we got a match. Match 6, LuFisto versus Austin.
Again, some of these matches, the rating suffered from the length of the match. As much as I appreciated that, there just wasn't a lot, could necessarily go on. These two were on their way to something really good, I feel like, with maybe 10 more minutes, but I gave it 3 stars.
That's fair. I'd probably be where you're at. This guy gave it 2.75, so just under that. Match 7, Amel versus Faye Jackson.
I really liked this match. Both of these women should be making lots of money and on television somewhere. I think they both. I already was well aware of Faye and what she's capable of, and Amel. I quickly became a fan of hers after watching this. I gave this match 3 stars.
Yeah, I thought Amel during this match. I kept thinking like she seems perfect for the NXT spot. Like, why not have a French?
Yeah.
Why do you not have a French wrestler? Like,
her and Everrise next Wednesday. I'd book that shit, man. She's great.
How many stars?
Other
did you
than
say?
3 stars on that one.
Sorry, they also gave it 3. But go ahead. What were you saying there?
No, I was just gonna say, like, unless she's just got it good where she's at, because sometimes you can get yourself in a position
That's
where
true.
it's, it's hard to find a deal that makes it worth your while to kind of get out of your comfort zone. So, but no, she's good enough to go anywhere, in my opinion.
Match 8, our final match: LuFisto versus Layla Hirsch. What'd you give it?
Great match. I liked this a lot, especially after 3. This being the 3rd match for both these ladies. I was impressed with their endurance, and it was good to see a match get time, and I gave it 4 stars.
Hey, this one I thought same as you. I thought was good. Probably my match of the night.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I would be right there with you. 4 stars, maybe 4.25, like back body drop gave it 4.25 for that person. So
yeah, very similar in our review.
absolutely. The users of CageMatch.net have this show currently rated at a 6.63. That could go up if anyone voted, though, because there's only 7 votes. So while the lowest vote is a 6, it's weighted lower, so it's not in like the top 10 of all time. But yeah, Mizzle Azalt Ant wrote in 2019, gave it an 8 out of 10, said, "Fun show. Feels like these women should get a bit more time to work, but they still delivered pretty well up and down the card. Lana Austin was a very nice discovery, and I was already getting familiar with the great talents like Layla Hirsch, LuFisto, and Sami Jane. The finale was great, and the women's title match was quite good too. Lots of good stuff here." Yeah.
No, I couldn't agree more. And I think that was something that we both had kind of mentioned, is that if this show was 3 hours long, I think, the ladies would have been more, it would have been harder to probably do the 3 matches. But yeah, with more time, I think all these matches could have been rated even higher. Like a lot of it I felt like was just a circumstance of the time.
Definitely. And then Lloyd 6 wrote in 2019, he gave it an 8 out of 10, said, "The last hour of this event is so good, I almost forgot the first preliminary round matches. With the last 2 matches, you can see the best women's matches at the wXw in 2019. The performance of Layla and LuFisto in the mainer is so strong, it could definitely be a match of the year candidate."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It was damn good stuff. So
those are our thoughts as well as some others' thoughts on wXw Femmes Fatales 2019.